Welcome back everyone to the Steve Follows channel. We are covering chapter 7 of book 1 of the Book of Enoch. Been a little while since I covered it. I was going to do it a little while ago, but I got waylaid. Chapter 7 is a long one, so I hope you're sitting comfortably and don't get bored easily. I think there's going to be a lot of names in this. I'm going to struggle. I'm going to look like a fart, but let's crack on. So, chapter 7, the holy angels. And these are the names of the holy angels who watch mankind. Uriel, one of the holy angels who is over the world and over Tartarus. Raphael, one of the holy angels who is over the spirits of men. Ragiel, one of the holy angels who takes vengeance on the world of the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit, he that is set over the best part of mankind and over chaos. Sarachael, one of the holy angels who is set over the spirits, who sin in the spirit. Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over paradise and the serpents and the cherubim. Remiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise. Over those who rise? Is that not everybody when they wake up? Am I missing something there? Not quite sure what that means other than that, so it's a bit strange. Remiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise. What does he mean, like rising in the sun? I don't know. If anyone has any insights there, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And I proceeded to where things were chaotic, and I saw there something horrible. I saw neither a heaven above nor a firmly founded earth, but a place chaotic and horrible. And there I saw 7 stars of the heaven bound together in it, like great mountains and burning with fire. Then I said, for what sin are they bound, and on what account have they been cast in hither? Then said Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, and was chief over them, and said, Enoch, why dost thou ask, and why art thou eager for the truth? These are of the number of the stars of heaven, which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and are bound here till 10,000 years. The time entailed by their sins are consummated. So it's a prison for souls. It's pretty grim. And from thence I went to another place, which was still more horrible than the former, and I saw a horrible thing, a great fire there which burnt and blazed, and the place was cleft as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Neither its extent or magnitude could I see, nor could I conjecture. Then I said, how fearful is the place, and how terrible to look upon. Then Uriel answered me, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, Enoch, why hast thou such fear and affright? And I answered, because of this fearful place, and because of the spectacle of the pain. And he said unto me, this place is the prison of the angels, and here they will be imprisoned forever. An angel prison. I mean, that suggests that angels have been doing wrong for a while, if that's the case. And thence I went to another place, the mountain of hard rock. And there was in it 4 hollow places, deep and wide and very smooth. How smooth are the hollow places, and deep and dark to look at. Then Raphael answered, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, these hollow places have been created for this very purpose, that the spirits of the souls of the dead should assemble therein. Yea, that all the souls of the children of men should assemble here, and these places have been made to receive them till the day of their judgment. until their appointed period, till the great judgment upon them. So a rocky place, hollow places, deep and wide and very smooth, is where the souls will gather until the day of their judgment. Well, it doesn't. I mean, I've got to be honest, this makes everything sound very grim, and I can kind of understand why the church and whoever else decided not to keep this in, because I mean it is pretty. It's pretty the descriptiveness of it doesn't make for the nicest of reading, but again, this isn't Enoch writing this. This is somebody else, so we have to take that into account. I've also seen recently that a theologian, Christian theologian, was looking into the Book of Enoch and suggested that there was that it was more of an evil text than people give it credit. So I'm going to take that under slight advisement. I'm going to continue pressing on with it and see where we go. But yeah, it's a bit grim. But anyway, let's go. I saw a dead man making suit. What? I saw a dead man making suit, and his voice went forth to heaven and made suit. What does it mean by made suit? And I asked Raphael, the angel who was with me, and I said unto him, This spirit which maketh suit, whose is it? Whose voice goeth forth and maketh suit to heaven? And he answered me, saying, This is the spirit which went forth from Abel, whom his brother Cain slew, and he makes his suit against him, till his seed is destroyed from the face of the earth, and his seed is annihilated from amongst the seed of men. This is quite heavy, but what does it mean by suit? I need to look this up because I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure it's something very simple, but see what it says. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm sure you're eager to find out. Unless you already know, in which case you're bored and you're just looking at my face and you're probably skipping along. Probably skipping along anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Gotta find out. Okay, the word suit is being used in its older sense, meaning a petition, request, or plea. Okay, so maketh suit means make an appeal or offers a supplication, especially one directed toward God or heaven. In modern English, you could paraphrase a sentence as, this spirit that prays or makes petition, whose is it? Whose voice goes forth and makes its plea to heaven. Okay, now we know. So, the angel is saying, this is the spirit which went forth from Abel, whom his brother Cain slew, and he makes his suit against him, till his seed is destroyed from the face of the earth, and his seed is annihilated from amongst the seed of men. So he's pleading for his own trying to understand. So Abel is pleading for his seed or Cain's seed? Because if he's pleading against Cain's seed, wouldn't that be like taking vengeance from a spirit realm? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. If anyone knows, feel free. I've wasted 5 minutes trying to get my head around this one bit. So, okay. And he answered me and said unto me, no, sorry, he didn't. I'm sure he did, but not just yet. I asked regarding it, and regarding all the hollow places, why is one separated from the other? And he answered me and said unto me, these three have been made that the spirits of the dead might be separated, and such a division has been made for the spirits of the righteous, in which there is the bright spring of water, and such has been made for sinners, when they die and are buried in the earth, and judgment has not been executed on them in their lifetime. Here their spirits shall be set apart in this great pain till the great day of judgment and punishment and torment of those who curse forever, and retribution for their spirits. There he shall bind them forever. And such a division has been made for the spirits of those who make their suit, who make disclosures concerning their destruction, when they were slain in the days of the sinners. See, now, this being written when it was, and the understanding of the heavens at that time make this sound like it does at the moment. Of course, we know that since this was written, Jesus has been, and he has taken away the sins of us as long as we follow Jesus, follow his teachings, follow him. So this is kind of like dead weight now, I suppose, but it's kind of interesting to see what the interpretation was then. And again, there's only so much we can take from this, as this was not written by Enoch. It might be the Book of Enoch, but it wasn't written by Enoch. It was written by someone that he knew. And not all of it was, things have been pieced together. Not all of it was found in its entirety. So there's only so much of this that we can take as word. But okay, this is before Jesus. Hence the separation of sinners and what have you. Such has been made for the spirits of men who were not righteous but sinners, who were complete in transgression, and of the transgressors they shall be companions, but their spirits shall not be slain in the day of judgment, nor shall they be raised from thence. So they're left in limbo? My understanding? Okay. Then I blessed the Lord of glory and said, blessed be my Lord, the Lord of righteousness, who ruleth forever. From thence I went to another place, to the west of the ends of the earth, and I saw a burning fire which ran without resting, and paused not from its course, day or night, but regularly. And I asked, saying, what is this which rests not? Then Ragiel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered me and said unto me, this course of fire which thou hast seen is the fire in the west, which persecutes all the luminaries of heaven. persecutes all the luminaries of heaven. Again, I'm just trying to understand this at the moment. I like, there's a lot of wordage here which I'm not totally sure what it means. I'm gonna have a look. I hope you don't mind me doing this. If you do, you can skip on to the next part where I continue. But this is for my own growth in knowledge as well. This course of fire which thou hast seen is the fire in the west which persecuteth all the luminaries of heaven. So it could refer to a particular region of the sky or to a symbolic direction. The west often represents decline, the setting sun, or the end of a cycle. The luminaries are the heavenly lights, the stars, the sun, the moon. To persecute them means what? How can you persecute? Means to attack, trouble, or obscure them. So in plain English, the line means something like, the stream of fire you've seen is that western fire which attacks or oppresses all the stars and heavenly lights. It could describe a celestial phenomenon, perhaps a fiery storm, eclipse, or a comet that seems to attack the stars. Symbolic or apocalyptic fire in the west might symbolize a destructive or corrupting power rising in the world, darkening what is good or divine. In texts like the Book of Enoch or similar apocryphal works, fire and luminaries often represent spiritual forces, angels, divine lights, or powers of heaven. Okay, so this could mean that a certain force is turning against or harming divine beings. Right, okay, I understand. Sorry for that deviation. Feel free to skip it. Okay, and from thence I went to another place of the earth, and he showed me a mountain range of fire which burnt day and night. And I went beyond it and saw 7 magnificent mountains, all differing each from the other, and the stones were magnificent and beautiful, magnificent as a whole, of glorious appearance and fair exterior. 3 towards the east, one founded on the other, and 3 towards the south, one upon the other, and deep rough ravines, no one of which joined with any other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of these, and it excelled them in height, resembling the seat of a throne, and fragrant trees encircled the throne. And amongst them was a tree such as I had never yet smelt, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrance, and its leaves and blooms and wood wither not forever, and its fruit is beautiful, and its fruit resembles the dates of a palm. This is something actually which I've thought about. When we have images of heaven, and you see certain parts of the Bible which say that you have streets lined with gold, and you have mansions with gemstones and what have you. Part of me is like, oh, that's fascinating, but then another part of me is like, would it be though? Because God didn't make us mansions. Yes, he provided like the ore to make gold, or to find gemstones and that in the ground, or rocks. But would we have mansions like that? No, I don't think so. God gave us the earth as it is. So that is nature. That is the natural side of what earth should be. Water, grass, trees, animals. I kind of lean more towards that thought pattern. So this imagery here, where they're sort of suggesting that there's one mountain that was clearly more heavenly than the others and is surrounded by trees and what have you, I can kind of feel that imagery more. So yeah, I don't know. I need to have a discussion about heaven at some point, because like there's so many different interpretations of it and how people see it for themselves, and people are scared. People are scared of it as well. I know people that are scared because they don't know what it's going to be. There's no reason to be scared though. I mean, if you have faith and trust in God, then there's no reason to be scared. So yeah, anyway, that's another discussion. That's another video. That's our thoughts on heaven. Let's continue. Then I said, how beautiful is this tree, and fragrant, and its leaves are fair, and its blooms very delightful in appearance. Then answered Michael, one of the holy and honoured angels who was with me, and was their leader. And he said unto me, Enoch, why dost thou ask me regarding the fragrance of the tree, and why dost thou wish to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I wish to know about everything, but especially about this tree. And he answered, saying, this high mountain which thou hast seen, whose summit is like the throne of God, is his throne, where the holy great one, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, will sit, when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for this fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it till the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance on all and bring to its consummation forever. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy. Its fruit shall be for food to the elect. It shall be transplanted to the holy place, to the temple of the Lord, the eternal King. Then shall they rejoice with joy and be glad, and into the holy place shall they enter. And its fragrance shall be in their bones, and they shall live a long life on earth, such as thy fathers lived. And in their days shall no sorrow or plague or torment or calamity touch them. Sorry, I keep seeing this camera and it's totally wonky, and I'm like, okay, so what do we think this tree is? And what about the temple? Is that the temple that will be built for the Lord? The temple that is written about in the New Testament? Well, it could be, it's a connection, isn't it? It's quite a connection. But the question is, what is the tree? Then blessed I, the God of glory, the eternal King, who hath prepared such things for the righteous, and hath created them and promised to give to them. And I went from thence to the middle of the earth, and I saw a blessed place in which there were trees with branches abiding and blooming. And there I saw a holy mountain, and underneath the mountain to the east there was a stream, and it flowed towards the south. And I saw towards the east another mountain higher than this, and between them a deep and narrow ravine. In it also ran a stream underneath the mountain. And toward the west thereof there was another mountain, lower than the former, and of small elevation, and a ravine deep and dry between them. And another deep and dry ravine was at the extremities of the three mountains. And all the ravines were deep and narrow of hard rock, and trees were not planted upon them. And I marvelled at the rocks, and I marvelled at the ravine, yea, I marvelled very much. Then said I, for what object is this blessed land, which is entirely filled with trees, and this accursed valley between? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, this accursed valley is for those who are accursed forever. Here shall all the accursed be gathered together, who utter with their lips against the Lord unseemly words, and of his glory speak hard things. Here shall they be gathered together, and here shall be their place of judgment. Are we talking about an entrance to hell? Again, it's all about judgment in different places for different souls. I don't know how to interpret that myself, because I have my own thoughts on how you'd be judged. I mean, I don't think it would be necessarily individually. I think, obviously, you're judged on your individual sins or whatever, but I don't think it's like, right, we'll deal with Stephen next. So, next in line, Stephen, thank you very much. And then the guy behind me after that. I think it's going to happen all at once. I mean, God can do that, right? He doesn't need to take time in that aspect, because time is not a thing. It's like, this is your judgment. So having these areas that they're talking about where people are just, or not people, but their souls are just waiting. I don't know how, I don't know. Personally, I don't feel like that's a thing. I could be wrong. Probably am. I'm wrong about a lot of things. In the last days there shall be upon them the spectacle of righteous judgment in the presence of the righteous forever. Here shall the merciful bless the Lord of glory, the eternal King. In the days of judgment over the former they shall bless him for the mercy in accordance with which he has assigned them. Then I blessed the Lord of glory and set forth his glory and lauded him gloriously. And thence I went towards the east into the midst of the mountain range of the desert, and I saw a wilderness, and it was solitary, full of trees and plants, and water gushed forth from above, rushing like a copious watercourse towards the north, west. It caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. And thence I went to another place in the desert, and approached to the east of this mountain range. And there I saw aromatic trees exhaling the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, and the trees also were similar to the almond tree. See, that's interesting, where like frankincense and myrrh mentioned in this text, which is alleged to be much older than the New Testament, and of course Jesus brought frankincense and myrrh by the wise men. Gold, frankincense and myrrh. So the fact that we're using frankincense and myrrh, I don't know, they're just kind of like a bit of a connection, even though it's totally mild, and I'm sure frankincense and myrrh have been around for a very long time, and we're probably still able to get it. It's just that you don't hear about it very much anymore. Or maybe you do in the fragrance cycles. I don't know. I don't go into the body shop and be like, oh, I'd like some frankincense and myrrh, please. So yeah, anyway, that's just a little connection for me. And beyond these I went afar to the east, and I saw another place, a valley of water, and therein there was a tree, the colour of fragrant trees such as the mastic. And on the sides of those valleys I saw fragrant cinnamon, and beyond these I proceeded to the east. And I saw other mountains, and amongst them were groves of trees, and there flowed forth from them nectar, which is named Sarara and Galbanum. And beyond these mountains I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, whereon were aloe trees. And all the trees were full of stacte, being like almond trees. And when one burnt it, it smelt sweeter than any fragrant odour. Why did you burn it? Strange line to put in there. I mean, why? You're going to these places, you're seeing these places. How do you know that it smelt sweeter than any fragrant odour when you burnt it? What were you doing? Going around with a match and... That's a very strange Very strange line to have in there. Anyway, and after these fragrant odours, as I looked towards the north over the mountains, I saw 7 mountains full of choice nard and fragrant trees and cinnamon and pepper. And thence I went over the summits of all these mountains, far towards the east of the earth, and passed above the Erythraean Sea, and went far from it, and passed over the angel Zotiel. And I came to the garden of righteousness, and from afar off I saw numerous trees, and these great 2 trees there, very great, beautiful and glorious and magnificent, and the tree of knowledge, whose holy fruit they eat and know great wisdom. That tree is in height like the strangler fig, and its leaves are like the carob tree, and its fruit is like the clusters of the vine, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree penetrates afar. Then I said, how beautiful is the tree, and how attractive is its look. Then Raphael, the holy angel who was with me, answered me and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which thy father old and thy aged mother, who were before thee, have eaten, and they learnt wisdom, and their eyes were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. So he's seen the tree of Adam and Eve. And from thence I went to the ends of the earth, and saw there great beasts, and each differed from the other, and birds also differing in appearance and beauty and voice, the one differing from the other. Now, how could that be interpreted? I mean, first of all, we're talking about the ends of the earth. And however you want to interpret what the earth looks like, or whether it's a globe as we've known it, or whether it's flat like many believe it is, this increasingly sized movement, whatever you think. When you read something that says to the ends of the earth, is that literal as in to the end of the earth as a whole, or to the ends as far as you can reach before dipping into the sea or the ocean or whatever? Then we've got the great beasts, each differing from the other, and birds also differing in appearance and beauty and voice. Is this a suggestion of maybe, I don't know, again, there are people that believe in them, there are people that don't, and that's dinosaurs. Could it be a telling of these great beasts? Or is it something else? Is it another type of beast? Another creature, another something that we don't know? It's really open to interpretation, that one. Verse 60. And to the east of those beasts I saw the ends of the earth whereon the heaven rests, and the portals of the heaven open. And I saw how the stars of heaven come forth, and I counted the portals out of which they proceed, and wrote down all their outlets, of each individual star by itself, according to their number and their names, their courses and their positions, and their times and their months, as Uriel, the holy angel who was with me, showed me. Now this is something like star patterns and that haven't changed since first recording of them. And I sort of wonder, why is that? If we're constantly moving on a globe pattern, why have the stars not changed? Are the stars moving? I mean, if they are, and they're on exactly the same pattern we are, then how do we know we're moving? We make the assumption that we are moving around the sun and the moon rotates around us and planets, what have you. We make that assumption based on what we as people understand and can visualize. But what if it's something different? We always, throughout history, we as people have made claims of things that are correct, and very often they're proven wrong or changed later on. So, I don't know. When I read these older texts, and it does make you start to question certain things, especially in the modern environment. And you get people say, oh, well, they were uneducated, they didn't understand, they don't know how things are, and what have you. And I think that's that's a bit of a conceited thing to suggest. I don't think these people were unintelligent. I think they were learning and they were growing, and I don't think they were unintelligent. I think there's more to everything. Anyway, these are my deepened thoughts coming out on camera. We can plunge down that on a different video if you like. Where are we? Yes. So he showed all things to me and wrote them down for me. Also their names he wrote for me, and their laws and their companies. I physically wrote him a letter. That's a strange one. I can't imagine an angel standing there just being like, just 1 second, let me get a pen. I should do it. But yeah, so there's some things that have me thinking deeply from this, and then there are other things that make me think, what? So, okay, and then one after the other. It's quite funny. And from hence I went towards the north to the ends of the earth, and there I saw a great and glorious device at the ends of the whole earth. And here I saw 3 portals of heaven open in the heaven. Through each of them proceed north winds, and they blow where is cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, and rain. And out of one portal they blow for good. But when they blow through the other 2 portals, it is with violence and affliction on the earth, and they blow with violence. That's interesting. The ends of the earth. When they blow, there is cold, hail, frost, snow, and rain. Antarctica, anyone? The Antarctica Treaty? Maybe they know. Maybe they're hiding that from us. Ooh. And from thence I went towards the west to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 portals of the heaven open, such as I had seen in the east. The same number of portals and the same number of outlets. Sorry, it would be east, that would be south. Or would it be south? Maybe it is east. Maybe it's... Okay, brain is gradually melting here. And from thence I went to the south to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 open portals of the heaven, and thence there came dew, rain, and wind. And from thence I went to the east to the ends of the heaven, and saw here the 3 eastern portals of heaven open, and small portals above them. Through each of these small portals pass the stars of heaven, and run their course to the west on the path which is shown to them. And as often as I saw, I blessed always the Lord of glory, and I continued to bless the Lord of glory, who has wrought great and glorious wonders, to show the greatness of his work to the angels, and to spirits, and to men, that they might praise his work and all his creation, that they might see the work of his might, and praise the great work of his hands, and bless him forever. And and that is the end of book 1 of the Book of Enoch. Okay, a lot to unload there, and I think towards the end there, where it's saying that I blessed always the Lord of glory, and I continue to bless the Lord of glory, who has wrought great and glorious wonders, to show the greatness of his work to the angels and to spirits and to men, that they might praise his work and all his creation, that they might see the work of his might and praise the great work of his hands and bless him forever. I don't think people do. I don't think people take enough time to step back, look at the earth as it is and say, wow. Just wow. We live here, we make the assumption that we can understand it, and we can break down what it's made of and why, and it's because of this, that, and something else. But when you look at it, when you look at everything that we have here on earth, if you take away all the technology and stuff, because that's another story that I could do another video based on just the craziness of technology and what it's taking from us. We have got sheer beauty on this planet, and we don't appreciate it. Instead, we'll build stuff over it for people to live in, even though they already have homes. It's like we're taking away what has been given to us, and that's sad. He says, as he sits in a nice house that was built over ground, but you know, we're talking. It doesn't stop it from being sad. Here, where I am, we have this lovely park that's got a lake and walkways and what have you, and it's very beautiful. But just on the outskirts of it, they're building, and you sort of think, how long is it going to be before they encroach on that? And it's happening in other cities here as well. And if people know Paphos in Cyprus, there is the Akamas Peninsula. It's supposed to be an untouched area. You're not supposed to build there or anything. But you know, a bit of greasing of the palms, and people are building houses and stuff there. And it's like, look, there's enough land to build on that's not agricultural, or it's not beauty or whatever. Stop destroying everything that we do have here. There is a beauty and a glory to what we have, and every day we overlook it. Every day we're sort of like caught up in our own woes and worries and what have you, without taking a moment to just stop, look, and just be like, wow, we do have a lot. And the people that sort of like blame God, why would God make this happen? Why would this, that, something? He's not. You're making the assumption that God will control everything we do. If he did that, we wouldn't have free will. We are people. We're the ones doing it. The enemy is the one doing it. The enemy is the one that's corrupting stuff. I mean, why would God let this happen? You're making the assumption that there's no evil. It's two opposing forces. Going off on a bit of a tangent here, but take a moment. We should all take a moment just to look at what we have around us. Look at the beauty of the landscapes that you're in. Go out to the country, go out to other countries and look at what is there and just be like, wow, there's no way that this is an accident. There's no way that this is just, I don't know, particles coming together to create the universe, and the earth just magically coming together in just the right way for there to be life as we know it. Life, intelligent life, people that are doing incredible things on a daily basis. I think we all need to reflect a little bit. We all need to just take a moment and be like, yeah, you know what, we've got a lot. Even when times are hard and bad and what have you, it's not God doing that. You know? There's plenty of reasons why things happen. I think the worst thing is in cases where if you have been in the awful situation of losing a child through illness or a family member through illness, and you're like, why God, why are you taking them? Why would you take them? Why are you not giving them a chance to live or whatever? We don't know what God's plan is. We don't. And what I would say is that if it is their time to join God, it is horrible for us that have to witness it, for us that has to experience it, but the people we are losing are going somewhere so much better than here that they're not going to suffer. That's what I truly believe. And if that is the case, then you've got nothing to worry about and you'll see them again. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. Anyway, guys, I've gone off on a tangent. I've got very deep. I'm quite happy to do a deep video at some point. But yeah, this was the end of book 1 of the Book of Enoch. I'll continue again soon with the start of book 2, which is the parables, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, book 2, the parables. That's going to be interesting. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this far. If you haven't, then you've missed loads, maybe, or just me wittering on, which is quite normal. Hey, this is my outlet. This is where I get to witter. Most people shut me up long before this. So yeah, thank you for staying with me. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and God bless everyone. Take care of yourselves. Go out in nature, look at what we have, and just say thank you, because we do have a lot. Whether we realize it or not, we have a lot. God bless everyone. Have a good week.